Hey, my name is Chad. This video, we're going to do something a little bit different. So as you can tell, this is a background you have never seen before. So we are actually over at the, I call it the old barn. So we're actually where I grew up. Like right behind here is where I ran into my first electric fence when I was a kid, pushing one of those bubble making little lawnmowers. And I was boogieing along and just smacked in chest right into an electric fence, and that was the first time I got thrown to the ground by an electric fence. But you know, we got cows over here, we got the barn right here behind me. The trailer house I grew up in for the first 6 years of my life is right over there. But anyways, so this is where my dad keeps all of his equipment, and as you can see behind me, there's a bunch of old tires. So I've said before many times, one of the things that I struggled with the most was getting good at the tires, and I'm just going to make the time today, and we're going to try to get about 3 of them loaded up here. And I'm going to use this skid steer with some forks on it, grab the chain, see if I can lift them up and set them on this shredder attachment here, and then see if I can't get the forks to attach into it and hook up the shredder and just drive all of it over at one time, shred down some weeds, position these tires where I need them, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get that done before dark. So I've got about only about 2 hours right now, so we're going to get boogieing at it. I'll show you what I'm working with and see how this all turns out. Okay, so that right there is the shredder attachment. As you can see, it's got a big platform on it, so if I can, I'm going to try to get the tires to lay over the front side of that there, and be positioned where all the weight will be on this platform. I mean, it's solid steel, that thing's sturdy, it'll hold the weight of a couple tires. We're going to be using the skid steer to do this job, and here's my stack of tires that I get to choose from. So we got some that are obviously way too big. I think I'm going to go with these first 2 here and probably just that next one behind it. So ideally, if I can get this one, and that one right there, I think we'll be in good shape to build a platform and finally get some practice in on the PRS tire type stage. So we'll see. We've got chain, skid steer, and shredder platform. So let's get into this and see how it all goes. Wish me luck. Okay, quick update before I hit the road. I actually managed to get the first 2 just rolled onto this thing without needing to use the forks, but then I had to use the forks on the 3rd one. So I'll show you this. Before I hit the road, I've got to drive this skid steer now about 4 miles, 4.5 miles, and I've got to take it pretty slow, obviously. There's no suspension, so any bumps are going to jostle this pile, and I really don't want to mess this up. So I've got about hour and a half before sundown, so I think I might actually get this done. So we've got 3 tires stacked up. I went ahead and threw a couple chains on it just to, you know, try and get it done, but I think I've got everything hooked up. I'm going to run without the hydraulics plugged in, get down there, dump these off, and then I'm going to shred and get everything kind of cleared up and bring my chainsaw. I'll show you if this all works out like I have in my mind. It's going to be pretty cool. So we'll take another look when we get down there. So made it out here, and of course something went kind of wrong. I thought I had changed it to the like road setting so it moved a little faster, but I haven't driven this in quite a while and totally just did not have it in the right setting. Until about the last half mile, I realized that was moving way too slow and tweaked a few things and got it set up. So it took me like an hour to get down here, and I've only got about 22 minutes until sunset. So I'm not going to be able to get this unloaded and do the shredding I need and get all the way back over to where my truck is to get back here with my rifle and everything. So we're just going to unload this and get it set up, and I'll have it ready to go for next weekend. My match is in 2 weeks, so I want to get this set up, and then next weekend I can get some practice in on it and get ammo loaded up, and we're going to get after it. So I'm going to set it up kind of right here in this area. I've got my path where I drive in right about where my camera's set up, and then I go down through the trees here to my pistol and like 0 range. I've got my long range path through some trees right here. I'll show you a little better setup, but I've got one tree that's kind of an obstacle. I'm going to take some of the limbs off, you know, up to a little over head height, get as high up as I can. And that'll actually give me a view of the targets so that once I get down here, I can actually set up and aim at targets. So it'll be a little better this way. I think it's about 140, 160 yards. We'll verify that when we get a chance. So I'm just gonna flip them off and then we'll stack them up, see if I can do this by myself or if I have to finish it next week with an extra set of hands. Of course, this top one is the heaviest. There we go. Okay. Well, we'll call that close enough for now. There we go. Okay. So now I want to keep this one upright a little better. Let's see, this other side's a little bit less beat up. So, let's see, you know what? Before I actually start leaning these up in position, it's probably going to be better to make sure I get this middle one set up where I need it. So, I'm going to film this tomorrow. Most definitely. Okay. Kind of a bad lug right there. Okay. Yeah, that'll get it down out of the way. Okay, so it looks like my camera lost track of me there for a few minutes. So I don't actually know how much of that struggle session you got to witness when I was fighting with this. So I've kind of got them in position. Let me show you what I'm thinking here. So as you can see, these are all set up here. And like I was talking, my little road here that goes down to my range, I kind of take a right down through the trees there. And then here is my long range path. And most of my targets are set up way down there. But from here, I've got these tree limbs in the way. So I'm gonna kind of shave those up and get those tree limbs knocked down. I'm gonna get them on both sides because on the left side of that tree is starting to impede the target down at the far end there. You see all that Johnson grass right there? That is actually blocking my view of those targets down there from the platform that is at the other end of this field. So now that I got this pretty well set up, I'm going to go ahead and hop on here, get some shredder work done, and see if I can't get this all nice and cleaned up. Okay, so this is what looking through this path right now looks like, and I'll get some footage after I clear the trees. And here is a shot of after. So obviously I cleared up those tree branches and I went ahead and walked down, cleared a few others that were starting to hang over the targets. You probably won't be able to see the targets from here. Let me see if this has any zoom capability. So they're right here, kind of in the middle of that brown path going down there, but that's what we got. So just wanted to show a little bit of the before and after. So now that those are clear, with the tires here, I will be able to set up on them and actually take a couple shots at a few targets. So overall, I think this will work. I can still get through my path right here around the side of the field. Hey, if you enjoy hanging out with me for a few minutes and seeing what I get up to every weekend, do me a favor and hit that button right below this video. Get subscribed. You want to make sure and follow along. Next weekend, we're going to be doing our final match prep, getting ready for the second PRS match of the season. It is at the range that is very positional heavy. So we'll probably only have 1 prone stage and 6 or 7 positional stages. So hence, I want to get this set up so I can get some good practice in next weekend. I've already learned a few things after the first match of this season and going to be incorporating those hopefully into this upcoming match. So make sure, tune in next week. We're going to get some practice in, but I wanted to share with you what I was going to have to go through to get this little contraption set up. Like I said, I'm going to run out of daylight, so I'm not going to get to test it with my rifle, at least on camera. I'm probably still going to run down here with my rifle just to check it out and make sure everything kind of works like I intended to, but that's going to be after dark this evening. Well, let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you like seeing some of this stuff where I'm doing more range work, or do you want to keep it just on the like reloading and match prep and match review type videos? But if you like seeing some of the actual work that I do out here, let me know and I'll sprinkle in a few of those videos as I'm doing work here at my range. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to get a few things done here before it gets too dark, but I really do appreciate everybody that hangs out with me. I do hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.